Yo, what's going on, everybody? Advantage, welcome. Oh, you got the first two. You didn't even call it, though. You missed opportunity. My brother, hey, what's going on, bro? When is Super Mario coin coming? Ah, my gosh. Y'all are gonna hold me to that, aren't you? Y'all are gonna hold me to that. I know you are. That's a good question. I know I said soon, but I'll be honest, I haven't started yet. See who else we got in here. Appreciate all the support. Already 3 viewers and 3 likes. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. Let's talk Doge. Anybody ready to make some money? There is a great opportunity presenting itself right now. And that's why I had to go live. Usually I'd be going live at like 9 p.m. Eastern. But we are 4 hours early today. There is a money-making opportunity right in front of our noses. And it needs to be discussed. I think you can all agree. Let's see. Let's close out my work stuff. How's everybody doing today before we get started? Because I do need to get started so you don't miss the opportunity. Hey, Amanda, how are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Who else do we have? I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing? It's been a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I have the chat popping up like on my face, don't I? That was a mistake. Let's do it. Robbie, what's going on? Hey, Chosen One. Hey, how's it going? Let's see. You want to buy back Dogecoin? Can you let me know when to buy it? Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a good stream for you. Looks like everybody's a little anxious to make some bread today. I've got a good opportunity for you here. So, Advantage, Amanda, Chosen, Robbie. You guys all ready? Let me make sure everybody from... Hey, Dougie, what's going on, man? What is my name? My name is Mariano. M-A-R-I-A-N-O. A little hard to say, but Mariano. Preezy, what's going on, man? What's up, bro? Please tell me we got another 18 and 19 cent coming. We may. We may. All right, I'll go ahead and stop sharing my ugly face, and I will focus on the screen now. Because we're all here to make money, aren't we? So, hey, Advantage, you're still in at 42? Okay. We'll get back to you, don't worry. This rocket will take off. All right, let's focus screen. Here we go. Also, big shout out to Carlos Jr., who was our latest sub. Really appreciate you helping us get to 3,000. We might even be able to hit that today if we have another 100 sub day. If you haven't subbed already, just consider it. I appreciate your support. And I recognize everybody that I get a notification for, so thank you. All right, so, whoops. Let's get rolling into this, shall we? Let's do a quick little look at where we're at here, because you're not going to really understand what I'm about to say unless we can get some context around it. So first, let's just music down just a hair. All right, it's switching to next song anyway. What you need to do to be able to understand what's going on here is you need to zoom out and see where we're at. I don't know if any of you got the opportunity, and thank you all for the likes, by the way. It's like 1-to-1. I really appreciate that. I don't know if any of you really got the opportunity to look at the video that I posted a little bit earlier today. But it was basically, hey, Pantry, what's going on? We're just getting started, so you're just in time, man. Thank you. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to watch that video, but basically, I outlined what the general play would be for today. If you didn't, this will be all brand new information to you. If you did, some of it won't be brand new, but some of it will. Regardless, the opportunity time is coming now, and so we need to make sure that we're on our game here. Are we having another crash? We very well may be. And this is what I talked about in the video earlier. What I'm going to do is do this from the perspective of Dogecoin first, because that's really what everybody's here for. And then I'm going to do this from the perspective of Bitcoin, who is actually the one in control. All right. Alaric, what's going on? Sidhu, what's going on, man? As always, great stuff. I appreciate that. You're so supportive, man. Thank you so much. We are consolidating. Give Bitcoin a chance to breathe. We will rip again soon. Well, of course, but meanwhile, Tito, hey, what's going on? Just got off work, ready to hear some good news. I don't know if the news is super great. Well, it is good news because either way you can make money. That's the way to look at it. All right. And basically, if you haven't watched that last video I just posted today, I do encourage you to take a look at it. I'm going to try and summarize though. What I kind of said was, no matter what your strategy is, there are money-making opportunities wherever there's volatility. It doesn't matter what direction we're really going in. We could be crashing right now and you can find ways to make money, or we could be going to the moon and you can also find ways to make money. It's just different strategies, different trading strategies. And so that's what's important. The problem with Dogecoin and the crypto market over the last 2-3 weeks has not been that the prices weren't good and so you weren't able to make money. That's not how that works. You need fluctuation in price to make money so you can buy somewhere and then sell somewhere else. All right. And we were not getting that. So there was nothing to trade. So basically my point is, and I'll get to what's about to happen, but my overall point is whether or not we go down and bounce or we go straight up, either way, there's money to be made. We just needed this volatility that we're now seeing. So this, regardless, is good news. It doesn't matter which direction we go in, because we're trying to make money. At the same time, some people might look at this a little bit differently and say, all right, well, my plan is to hold, so the price going down is not good for me. If you are one of those people where you are a hodler, it doesn't matter to you. That's the thing. If you're a hodler and you've decided, I'm going to hold and I'm not going to scalp, I'm not going to day trade this, I'm just going to buy, I know I'm in at a somewhat decent price, and then I'm going to sell at a high. These movements mean absolutely nothing to you. As long as you still have faith in what the coin is going to do, based off your belief, based off your analysis that you've done, or analysis that you believe that you've heard from other people like myself or whatever, all you need to do is get from point A to point B, right? So you don't care what happens in between, what roads you go down. If there's a detour, you have to take a side road. You got in, and your end goal is profit. So none of this should matter to you anyway. You shouldn't be letting it make you feel any type of way about trying to get in. Trying to get out, trying to panic sell, anything like that. So there's two different types of traders. I'm sorry, English is hard today. You either buy at a point and you sell later and you don't care about what happens in the middle, or you try and buy dips and sell high and buy dips and sell high. Don't try and mix the two. They don't mix. They are two different trading styles. And if you try and mix the two, all you're going to find yourself doing is buying high-ish, like let's just say buying at 40 cents. Then you see this crash, you're like, oh man, I was going to hold till we got to 70, but now we're at 15 and I lost faith. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sell. Then you cut at a loss, right? You lose a ton of money. Then later on, now you see it back at 40 cents. You're like, man, I guess I was wrong. And you buy back in. You can't mix the two trading styles. So one or the other. It either doesn't matter and you're just holding, or it does matter and you're going to look for a dip with us here. All right, so I'll stop ranting about that. That was basically what I said in the last video. You can watch it after the stream if you want more details on that breakdown. Byron, what's going on? You'll use my recommendation for your future trade, no financial advice? Okay, perfectly fine. As long as you know it's not financial advice, that is perfectly fine. I'm here to give recommendations. Where do I see it going? Exactly. So here's the thing. Here's where we're at now. If we throw these drawings back on, and welcome to the stream, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like button to get some more people in here with you. I appreciate all the support already. If you look at where we are right now, by the way, this is just coming back. Let's just look from right here. Don't forget, this was SNL, all right? And then there was the pullback, and then there was the Elon tweet that crashed Bitcoin. That's where this run came down. This was a while ago now, but it's just important to understand context every single time we look at it. We went all the way down to 19 cents. And I have too many lines on the screen, but you'll see why in a moment. 19 cents was here. This was our absolute low on that dip. We took off like a rocket. Everyone thought we were recovering, made it up to about 44. And ever since then, we were not able to regather ourselves. Then we did gather a little bit, and this was off the Coinbase announcement. Had a run up over a couple days, all the way up to another high at about 44 cents. And it did not hold. All right. And then somewhere in this area right here, we got Bitcoin trying to hit 42,000 and break above it, but it didn't break. And the whole crypto market at that point crashed with Bitcoin as Bitcoin brought everything down and Bitcoin hit 28,000, a new low. So that's how we ended up here. All right, just in case anyone was not aware. So let's pick up from where we are now. Look at that little, you'll see what that is when I go to a smaller time frame. Right now we're on the 4 hours, so we can summarize everything. This is very important. The whole strategy here goes one way. It's where do we catch? Where do we stop falling? How hard do we bounce? There's a few different parts to this. Where do we stop falling is one. How hard do we bounce when we stop falling? Where do we end up? And then where do we pull back to? So this whole part right here has been extremely important and extremely predictable. And that's why I'm saying there's some quick 30% gain opportunities, or maybe a little bit less, or maybe even more, depending on exactly how this plays out. But either way, there is very easy money to be made right here. It's important that you really pay attention to this. Knowing how support and resistance works, you know that in between, there's probably going to be some levels that aren't what we'd consider key levels. But at the bottom and at the top, you're going to have key levels, which means that there is an extremely high chance when it hits the support, it's going to bounce up. And there's an extremely high chance when it hits the resistance, it's going to come down. Right now, we're getting a very, very textbook playing out right in front of our faces, which makes it very easy to scalp if that's what you're into. So let me tell you what I mean. Do you see all these lines that are here? These were already drawn out for multiple days. These are not new lines. Yet, we're following those lines because we looked at the price action and we mapped everything out. Not overdrawing, not a bunch of indicators. You don't see my RSI, MACD, 15 different types of EMAs and all that. Very basic. A 200 EMA and some a key support, a key resistance, and just a couple important in-between levels. That's all you see here. My point being, and I'll make the point now, anytime you come down this hard, you can expect bounces of some sort if there's any kind of buying pressure to be had. Any kind whatsoever. So if there are any Dogecoin buyers that consider where we ended up, which is 16 cents a dip, you are going to see volatility in this area before it makes the next decision. We already saw this move from 16 cents up to 24, right? Right from the bottom support, a few hiccups along the way, and stopped right at 25 resistance. So now let's start drawing. And I'm going to come down on time frame just a little bit here, so you can start to see what I'm talking about. Do you see how we really respected some of these levels here? Is it starting to become a little more clear? And I'll explain what that is in a bit. This is what I'm talking about. Here's your play. Very free. Came down here. You can tell that this was an important level because of the way it picked up momentum when it did break below it. When it didn't slow down, it crashed hard. Then you can see there was a bounce here, which was at this little level in between that we had already drawn out. It was already there. There was a pullback attempt. It failed. Blew through all these. You can tell they weren't that important. Held here at 16.3. Made that new low. Recovered. Tested this line again, which gave it some more strength. Some people probably got faked out, thought that was like maybe an inverse head and shoulders, but it was not. That's not how that works. A little bit of a pullback, so you could say that like 21 cents is also a level, but we're not going to draw that out because it's not key. And then dumped right back down to 16.3 again. Now we have a super strong new support forming. Then we had a run up through all these levels, showing that they're not super strong. And then another pullback here to about the 17 level. And then basically a move straight up to the 25, which was already a level that was drawn out. And now we're seeing a pullback here, and it's trying to decide what it's going to do next. So do we go up or do we go down? And that was pretty bad drawing there. But that's the question at this point. Do we go up or do we go down? And how do you play it? So at this point, it's kind of simple when you break it down like that. Let me just move this out the way for the moment. It's simple when you break it down like that because now everything's clear. Now you no longer really care about if it goes up or down. You're just going to wait for a move at the key levels. How do you play this? Basically, you now know that 16-ish, 17 cents, this little area right here, is going to be your absolute low. So all you need to do, and now I'm going to delete this. All you need to do to make money here is wait and see what this does. If it crashes, cool. Now you know where to look for it to stop. And you don't really want to look for a stop early. A stop here could happen, but it's not very strong. You would probably, if you saw it slow down here, if you saw this move, you probably would want to wait and make sure this confirmed and looked decent before you made an entry. That's not really the super good money play though. You'd really want to be careful there because that's not a strong level. Instead, what you would be looking at, and I'm just going to draw a straight line. We don't have to start guessing like, is it going to do this or that? All right. Basically, you want to see the dip back down into the 17s, somewhere above 16 cents or in the 17 range. And that's why I had that square there, that rectangle. You want to look for a move here and look for signs of reversal. If you see any signs of the price action starting to catch in this area and then starting to move back up, all you need to do is see that it holds at above that level. Maybe there's a pullback or two. And then you get confirmation that that's a good time to enter. And I'll put this back now. It won't be perfectly drawn, but that doesn't matter. Anywhere kind of under 18 cents, so you're in 17 and above the floor, which was 16.3. If you see any signs of a slowdown, if this crashes here, which it looks like it kind of wants to, at this level, you wait for confirmation that this is in fact reversing, which means it comes out either at a great rate of speed, and I overdrew that, at a great rate of speed, or it comes out, pulls back at it, holds strongly, and then starts to move back up. That is your entry time, somewhere very, very close to 17 cents. It is a low risk entry. Will you be 100%? Is it guaranteed? Now you can play that as well as you possibly can, but that is your highest conviction play, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter at the end of it if you're wrong or if you're right, because when you trade properly, if you happen to be wrong for whatever reason, you're trading so properly that if you're wrong and it goes against you, you can cut the trade knowing you were wrong at almost no loss. Why do I say that? And hopefully I'm not over explaining it to any of you that already know how to do this. Because if you end up buying low, you're near the floor already. You're already near support. So if you start getting an indication that you're wrong, you can cut it with a very, very small loss compared to improperly trading, which is usually when you FOMO buy and you buy kind of up in the air. So let's just say right here, you were looking at like the 3 or 1 minute time frame and you're just convinced. You saw something in here. You saw a bull flag forming. Now you see this reversal. You went in right here. Let's say this happens. You buy in, it goes here. You're still holding. It starts pulling back. Now what? Where is your stop loss? Where are you going to exit your trade and cut your loss? What good places do you really have to do that? Well, you could say one spot could be right here under these previous wicks, but there's also just no level there. And then at the same time, you're getting close to this little consolidation area, which was around 21, which was a super weak but relevant level. So if you sell here, you're also not only selling right above, you're selling right above a potential reversal point. So you could be selling at the bottom because it could reverse on you, because this was technically a level, but it was a weak level, which means you really shouldn't be respecting it that much. You basically screw yourself over right here, and there's no right play. That's why you don't want to buy up high. Be a little patient at this point. If you're not in, you're not in. It is what it is. You're still in 20s. This isn't going to 40 cents in 2 seconds unless Elon does something wild. So you can be patient and make money the right way. So basically, you just look to see what this play does here. Does this continue up? Does it bounce off the 200 EMA line and start heading down? Does it start falling through resistance? Let this play out a little bit, and you look for your buy opportunity right here in that 16 to 17-ish, under 18 window. You wait for it to hold. If it shows signs that it's going to hold, you look for your entry on confirmation that it is holding. You can buy in like right here, and then you know it's smooth sailing on the way up. You have confirmation it's holding. It is 90% chance. There's a 90% chance that it's going to go up. And now you just wait and see what happens next, because you're in at such a good spot. You could let this do this. Maybe it fails back to here. You're still in low. You're not panicking. It does a bounce here. It starts to move up, and you know where your sell territory is going to be, either up here at the 200 EMA, wherever that happens to be at that point, or you can wait and look for a sell at the key resistance level now, which is way up here. At that point, you now see you made profit from about 17, 18 cents all the way up to 24 cents trading properly here with almost no risk. Why do I say with almost no risk? Because what were you really risking? Now's when we bring that square. Oh, I deleted that square, didn't I? That rectangle. What were you really risking? Well, you already knew that the absolute low based off these rejection wicks here was 16.3. So if you put that box back, starting at 16.3, back to where your buy-in area was, you would have known that if you saw the price action start coming down to here, that then you could cut it. At that point, you've lost less than 1 cent of move with a potential gain from 18, we'll just say 18 to be conservative, up to 25, which is 7 cents. That is a risk reward ratio of 7 to 1 for free. In the stock market, and I'll just show you. Let me see. I'll have to take this off here so you don't see my personal stuff. Hold up. That is a free 7 to 1 risk reward ratio. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. You can be the best trader in the world and you will never be right every single time. That is never the point in trading. The point of trading is to do everything as well as you can so that you have the highest I don't know if any of you are gamers, but win rate. When you're trying to climb, if you're doing anything, win rate is what matters. It doesn't matter how good you are. You always will lose some. But it's how many times do you then win and minimizing those losses. So if you can lose 1 or 2 times and only lose 1 cent, but then you're successful 1 or 2 times and you make 7 cents, how much money did you make? You made 14 and you lost 2. So you netted a 12-cent gain. You don't care about your losses anymore. You're profitable. That's all trading is about. As you can see here in this spreadsheet that I messed up the values, so ignore that. In stock market trading, because this is something I made for when I trade the stock market with all these formulas, usually your risk reward is either 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5, or 1 to 2. So usually risk 1 unit to profit 2. You don't usually see risk 1 to profit 7. So this is an extremely good opportunity. And I just wanted to make that known to everybody in here. If you got lost at all, feel free to ask questions at this point, and I'll explain it a little better. But I also want to show you Bitcoin, because this is very important too when it comes to making this trade. Because Bitcoin's moving the market. It's the market leader. In case you're not aware, Bitcoin is the one making Dogecoin crash right now. It's the one bringing Dogecoin up. But because Dogecoin got hit the hardest on this crash, it is also going to be the most volatile right now. So there is the most opportunity for gain. And if you don't believe me, just take a look here. At coinmarketcap.com, you can see sort by market cap to see the market leaders, and we'll just look at the top 10. And sorry, guys, I'll get to your comments in just a sec. And also, I think someone subscribed. I heard a noise, so let me thank you in just a moment. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin recovery, right? The market leader, 3%. And it's down 12 over the last week. But look at this. Ethereum, about 3% as well, down 16%. So that means overall there's a higher percentage move chance or opportunity with Ethereum than Bitcoin, but that's still not that great. Then you scroll down some more. Cardano, it's only up 2% over the last 24 hours, with a 16% down over the last 7 days. But here we have Dogecoin actually up 20% today. Not 3, not 2, 20% up. And it's still 24% down. What does that tell you? Dogecoin is obviously not only the most volatile one right now of the bunch, which means you have the best chance to catch a low move and then get a nice swing high because it's moving the most. But then it's also down the furthest, which means even if you decide not to scalp this and you just buy low, you automatically have the highest chance of getting a large move here, because on recovery, Bitcoin has 12% to go to get back to where it was 7 days ago. Ethereum 16, Cardano 16, Dogecoin has 24% to go back to normal. Now, XRP is the only one that gives that a run for its money, but I don't think anyone here is really trading XRP. If you are, you can apply that same logic. It's not as volatile, but it does have a way to go. So, but yeah, and then we'll get to Bitcoin in just a sec. I missed some comments here, so I want to get on that. But while I'm reading comments, let's flip to the 1 minute, because we also want to talk about what's happening short term as well. It's very important. Long term, I just showed you the play. What price to buy? That price would be somewhere around 18 cents. 16 to 16.30 to 18 cents, you want to see when the price is coming down to there, you want to see it slow down, hold, and then start coming back up. Once you see it start coming back up and it looks stable, that's when you can place an almost no risk buy. At worst case scenario, if it starts to go out of your favor, you'd only lose about 1 cent because you would cut that trade once it made a new low under, close to 16 cents flat, and you bought somewhere in 17 cents. So you have almost nothing to lose, and you're buying basically the confirmed bottom, which means there's a very high chance, at the very least, there will be some sort of bounce for you to profit off of. Even if it doesn't last and take us straight back to 50 cents or something, there's a high chance that there will at least be a couple cents bounce from that space. But let me get back to that in just a second. I missed a lot of your comments. I'll try and fly through these because I know we have a lot of people in the stream today. And I appreciate all of your support, by the way. If you do find this informative, go ahead, click that subscribe button. I do these streams almost every single day. I will answer all of your questions as well. I don't skip anything. So, Schmicky said, man, so sad about John McAfee. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I'm sure we've seen plenty of, all right, that wasn't very sensitive. I was just going to say plenty of like pop-ups on our screen to sign up for McAfee. But yeah, that's pretty sad. The Chosen One, you're still at work off in 2 hours. You try to keep up. Hopefully you're able to keep up with me. I was trying to break it down the best I could. Pantry, where do I see it going? Back to 15? Oh yeah, I did just answer that. Let me know if you still need the answer. Using your best judgment, what do I think it'll do? Up or down? At this point, it looks a little more like it wants to go down, and I'll explain that once we go to Bitcoin. Let's see. Joe Biden, hey, what's going on, man? Buy the dip, folks. Alex, what's going on? It's been a minute. How are you doing? What's up, Sniper? Welcome back. Kid, hey, what's going on? Welcome back, man. You have 7,500 Doge at 29 cents. You're just chilling right now. It was good to see it at least pump some today after dropping so low. 29 cents is a pretty good price. But yeah, it was definitely good to see it move. I know a lot of people were stressing out over not seeing any volatility. There were even people on the Dogecoin millionaire, on his Twitter, just roasting him for not having sold high. I'm just like, you guys just wait till tomorrow. Give it 2 days, and you guys are going to feel not very smart. Because the thing is, when there's panic in the market is when the smarter people get their discounts. That's when smart money, big money, whatever you want to call it, that's when they start buying in. When everyone else is terrified and they're selling at the bottom, and they're like, you know what, I don't know when this is going to stop. The people sitting on the sidelines with their arms crossed and their legs folded are just like, or their arms folded and their legs crossed. Just like, okay, this looks pretty stable here. I've got all this money here that's not in. I think I'm going to start scaling in now. That's how you play on the right side. And while all the other people, they can roast you until tomorrow, so be it. But once, come back in 3 weeks and compare profit loss on both of your accounts, and I bet you'll be the one making money. They'll be the ones broke. Davey, what's going on? You stopped watching crypto for a week. Best advice? To stop looking at it? Yeah, especially when there's no volatility, or if there's volatility and you don't really want to sell and you don't have more money to average down, sometimes it's all right, just close that phone, let it play out on its own. There's no need to watch the charts and stare at them, especially on the 1 minute time frame. All that makes you want to do is do something, and sometimes you make money by doing nothing. You hit that like button, did you? Thank you, Jared. If anyone else wants to follow Jared's lead, smashing that like button, I appreciate it. Hey, Violet. You just subbed. This is really interesting. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that so much. Thank you for your sub. Thank you for your support. You guys are really helping this channel grow. We are steamrolling towards 3,000 subs. That is my goal for the month, and hopefully next month we can set that to like 5 or 10,000 and see where we go. If you guys are enjoying the content, I'll of course keep bringing it to you. So thank you. Ross Whale, thank you so much for the sub, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Oh yeah, and I answered Amanda's question there. What limits do you set? So you could do like, I probably wouldn't set a limit buy. Just to let you know. I probably would not set a limit buy. Because you want to see confirmation. Oh, Dead Syrup, thank you so much for subbing. I appreciate your support. Y'all are really helping out tonight. We're getting so close to 3,000. I'm excited. I would not set a limit buy because you want to wait and see that it's going to come down to that area you want, and then that it's going to hold in reverse. There is still a concern that if Bitcoin keeps showing signs of bearishness, that it won't hold next time it comes down. So that's why you don't do what they say and catch the falling knife, right? You don't buy it as it's coming down. You wait for it to slow down and to reverse, especially if it comes up steep. You want to wait for it to then lose that momentum and see where it pulls back to. If it still holds and it's in a good area to buy, that's when you can look for a confirmation buy-in somewhere like, either right here or right here, whichever way's your trading style, and then see what happens next. But you don't want to catch it on the way down, because if it flies past 16, if you had just been a little more patient with no risk, you wouldn't be risking out on anything by being more patient. But what, like a quarter of a cent? What is that going to do? And then you can preserve finances. So in case you guys didn't understand that, basically what I'm saying is, as it comes down, you don't want to have your limit buys set at like 17.5. All right, you don't want to just put a buy here. You want to wait, watch it happen, see it stop, because if it doesn't stop, that buy wasn't really the dip, right? You want to see it stop in the area where it should be stopping, and then start reversing, and then you can look for a buy very, very close to that, ideally right here. It exited the area, pulled back, held at support, and then started showing signs that it was going to continue going up. And that's when you can place a low risk buy-in, but don't catch it going down. Hope that made sense. But then you could set a limit sell if you want to. A limit sell is perfectly fine. Right about 23 cents is probably very safe. Or you can just not set a limit sell and keep an eye on it and try and squeeze another cent or two out of it. My thing is, when you get too greedy about limit sells, and people that have been here for at least a couple weeks in this stream, they know exactly what I'm talking about. When you say, based off what I see here, there should be a dip here for a buy and a sell opportunity right here at resistance, usually the price stops, because everyone's thinking, don't forget, when people are doing technical analysis, they're thinking the same things as you. They want to make sure they get filled. So if you greed and you say, well, I'm going to set my limit buy right where it should stop, which is 16.3, it's probably going to stop closer to here. And then you say, well, I'm going to set my limit sell to 24.75, because that's exactly where it should stop. It's probably going to stop closer to 24, because people are going to adjust their prices to get filled, and that window contracts a little bit. So just make sure you don't get too greedy if you're going to put a limit sell. And if you are going to get greedy, don't put a limit sell, just watch it so that you can execute the sell manually if you see that it's starting to reverse at the top before you thought it might. Hope that made sense. Stankus says, I think this is a fake out. Bitcoin drug Doge out of this channel, but it came right back down. Yes, me too. Travis says, I was watching the Doge devs Twitch stream earlier. They're making solid progress and had a lot of attention today. That's awesome. And someone in the chat was claiming to be Elon. People do that all the time. It's funny. You like what I have to say? I talk numbers. It makes sense. It seems to make sense. You've panic dropped your bag twice. I understand that. Appreciate the support. But yeah, I completely understand. And that's why I'm live. Like I said, like almost every single day I'm live. If I'm not live, I'm uploading 1 or 2 videos that would contain the content that would be in my live stream. Basically just giving you the same info, but getting it out a little bit faster, because I don't have to read comments when I do videos. So I can kind of get to the point and package it in like a 10-minute little thing. But especially when stuff is actually happening and it's in the moment, like right now, that's when I like to really go live so I can start guiding people. Zeta. Hey, wake up. Dog's barking in her sleep. Someone is liquidating a large position on Bitcoin. Look at the red candles. Okay, I'll take a look in just a sec. Subbed. Thank you, Ross Whale. Thanks again. Dogecoin needs to pump. It's moving. Austin, so I set some limit buys at different intervals from 18 down to 10, but you don't really see it going that low. Limit buys from, if you want to scale down, that's perfectly fine. If anyone's looking to just all in at the dip, that's when you need to probably not set a limit buy. But if you plan to just scale down, you can absolutely set your, like, well, I'll buy this amount here and then this amount here and this amount here and have that auto set up. That's perfectly fine. Do I have an ETA for the move down? It's going to take a couple hours, most likely, unless this just fails right here. It could happen a little faster. But just looking, I mean, I'm on the 30-minute chart, and you could see probably how long it would take, at least like an hour minimum, before you started seeing an idea of what was going to happen next. But you can already see that these 2 candles here are starting to stall out. So it's already not looking super great. And sorry, guys, I'll get to part 2 of my explanation in just a moment. Just trying to catch up with all your comments. Like I said, I do read them all. Friday, no, probably today. Today, tomorrow. Facts, you'll do nothing, but you hate having... Hey, what's going on, Navi? You hate having 60,000 Doge with the 43 bag price? I would... Well, I can't give you financial advice. If it was me with 60,000 Doge at 43 cents, I would definitely not just sell and turn my back on Doge, because there's still plenty of money to be made and a very high chance that we're going to end up back at like 60 cents within the next 2 to 3 months. So if you don't need that money back in your bank account, which is at this point cut in half anyway, then I would definitely hold on to what you have and then just consider it a little investment that will take some time to play out. Or you can try and sell next time that we hit a resistance level and then buy a dip at that point. But at that point, I don't know. You'd have to really scalp, get a good couple scalps off to make messing with that worth your while. A lot of times if you're holding a bag, it's better to just either hold that bag or average down and not cut it and try and rebuy later and cut it and rebuy later. Sometimes you mess that up and you end up in a worse position. But averaging down, there's no harm in that if you believe it's going to come back up. Sell them. You'll buy them at 18. Cool. Just like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy says, don't panic. Exactly. Do not panic. What do I think of ANKR? I'll have to take a look at that. I'm not familiar. And what's going on, Michael? Welcome to the stream, man. Who didn't press the like button? There's a couple people. I mean, we have 42 people and there's 26 likes, but I don't force anyone to destroy the like button. But I will say I greatly appreciate 2 things, and that is hitting the like button and subscribing. What you should do is sell them and rebuy instantly. That'll count as a loss on your taxes because you're selling at a loss. Well, I guess, but then that's only if you don't sell after you buy back in. And then eventually you still have to pay for that whenever you do sell. XTV, what's going on? Welcome back to the stream. You'll buy at 17? Cool. Cool. And don't forget what I was just telling everybody yesterday, and I feel like a lot of people missed the move. Don't be too greedy. Look at where your level is. Be satisfied with something in the general area. You don't have to Wow, we just got 6 likes out of nowhere. Thank you guys so much. I covered the like button thing with the chat, and I looked back and there were 6 more likes. Thank you all. Don't get too greedy. You know now what the window is that I just gave you guys, which is 1630 up to 18. Anywhere in that general area is a dip buy. It could be 1801, it could be 1825, or it could be wherever in this general window. It's not exact, but you get my point. That's the whole thing. I'm trying to give you the point. So don't get too greedy and miss the opportunity, because let's just say this happens. And it looks pretty obvious at this point that it's not going to keep going. And you just say, but I wanted to buy at $17.99, so I had a 17-cent average instead of 18. And it looks like it's stopping right in the 1809 area. Then you miss the whole move, and this happens to be the one, and it takes off, and the next thing you know, you end up having to buy way up here at like 26 cents. Don't be that person. Just understand the fundamentals of what I'm showing you, and then play it off that. But you know, based off the levels, that this box is pretty accurate. Very accurate. You put some money in AMP? Cool. I saw some volatility in AMP, so that could play off for you. Peter Burrell Chad, thank you so much for subbing. Really appreciate that. Let me see. Who else did I miss? Football Channel 2, thank you so much. You guys rock. Y'all are really helping me out tonight. If any of the other 40 people in the stream right now haven't subbed, please consider hitting that button. If you like the content. If not, of course, I'm not going to ask you to sub. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, right? We got 100 subs from a live stream. That was absolutely insane. But I guess when you help people make money, they want to come back. Let me see. SHIB. I am way more interested in Dogecoin right now than SHIB. I know a lot of you, I've been talking about SHIB a little bit. Not that I actually like SHIB or think it's fundamentally a great sound investment to go all in on like I would with Dogecoin. But when you see a good play, it doesn't really matter. Just like GameStop, AMC, if you know how to trade and you see a money-making opportunity, you just play it safe and you trade it. I'm not saying invest in SHIB, but there was a trade opportunity. SHIB is a little less volatile right now than Dogecoin, but it is also still down a good amount. So kind of either one. Here's the thing with SHIB. SHIB is not going to go back up considerably until Coinbase Pro says, we've got your issue fixed and now we're going to start accepting SHIB again. Because don't forget, the announcement that they were going to bring SHIB onto Coinbase is what made the price jump from where it is basically right now, like 7, about 7,000. It made it jump to 9,000, getting close to 10. Then Coinbase said, actually, we're having some technical difficulties. We're going to have to take that back, and we'll let you guys know. And that's when the price fell back down. So we know there's still that 30% move to be happening. But until we get that announcement, it's not going to happen. So we've got some time to probably ride the Dogecoin volatility, which is way more volatile right now. And then once Dogecoin starts trading sideways again, if it does, then you can probably dump some more money back in SHIB. That's my recommendation. That's my play as well. I took my money I had in SHIB and I bought Dogecoin, and it's already up about 25%. So far, that was the correct play. Now, there's always the risk, though, that when you do something like that, you take your money out of something, that it doesn't play out perfectly, and you end up missing the move. For example, right now we could be focused on Doge because it looks like the best opportunity, and SHIB could get the announcement literally any minute back from Coinbase. We don't know. They haven't given us any indicator. And then SHIB could jump 30%. We missed it. That is the risk you take. But it's still better, in my opinion, to take the higher likelihood play where you can still make money. And that's the same reason, for example, when you guys know I had puts on, like one put on, what was it, GameStop at one point? And it was 6.9 or no. It was 6.10, the Tesla announcement day. And we said maybe there could be something Doge for Tesla. And I could have sold my put that wasn't going to print till the next day. And I knew the next day the price was going to go down on GameStop. I could have sold my put and then all in on Dogecoin for the chance that something could have happened that day. But it was unlikely that it was going to happen that day. So I put my money in the higher conviction, way more likely to happen play. And that ended up paying off. So this is kind of the same thing I see. SHIB, yes, it could happen overnight, but it probably won't. Dogecoin probably will. So that's where my money is. And then I'll shift it back to SHIB, or just a couple hundred back. I didn't even have a lot of money in SHIB anyway, because it's risky. So, Webull charts are frozen. What time is it? Okay. Webull is down. So let's now switch to trading view. That's why I have it here. And we should be good again. Here we go. Hi. Please hold. That doesn't even look right. There we go. There we go. I was on the wrong chart anyway. Okay, cool. Cool. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let's see. Hopefully that's good. Let me know. And I'm about to flip to Bitcoin, by the way. Let's see. Yes, but you're legally... Oh, wait, I missed one. Austin said if... Oh, Andre Edwards, thank you so much for subbing, man. Thank you for that support. Guys, we're getting so close. Thank you. We might even just get close to 2,900 today, which would... then we're really, really close to 3,000. That would be awesome. Thank you guys for your support and helping me get there. If you can get a good enough low... if you can get a good enough low, you should be around 10,000 Doge. You originally bought 9,000 around 3 cents, but sold half at 60. So either way, you're up. Awesome. Hey, there you go. Profit is great. Profit's always the goal. Looks like you're in it. So that's awesome. Yes, but you're legally reducing your tax on your investment because they'll have to factor in your loss. Right. I'm just saying, but then next time around, then you'll have to factor in the new profit. Then you'll have to pay tax on the profit again. Because it's like, yeah, there was a move up, but then there was a loss, but then, you know what I mean? I don't know. Sanka says, go to trading view. Oh yeah, I'm there. Is it a good idea to convert profits into stable coin instead of selling to avoid taxes? Yes. You can convert your... So here's the thing. If you're using an exchange, this is a perfect opportunity for you if you're actually buying the coins. When you want to take profit off something like Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, switch it to USDT or something that's tied to the US dollar. And that way it will not count as you really like cashing out. So you won't have to pay taxes on it yet. Because you're just swapping it for another coin. So yes, that is the move. Nope, it does not. According to my research and according to what other people have told me as well, that is the way you can avoid paying unnecessary taxes. Now, eventually, once you make profit, obviously you'll probably end up putting that back in your bank account at some point, and that's when that will hit. But just in the interim, while you're messing around and you're executing trades, just switch it for a stable coin that's tied to the USD. And then when you are ready to re-enter a trade on some kind of cryptocurrency, that's when you exchange your USDT or whatever stablecoin back for Dogecoin or whatever it is. Your average cost is 40 cents and you want to put a couple more grand into it this week, should you? Well, yeah, absolutely. In my opinion, yes. We never know exactly what's going to happen. Let's just say next week, Dogecoin goes down to 14 cents for some reason. We cannot predict out that far. Technical analysis doesn't tell us. And even if you see this pattern forming, because a lot of people, you know, I watch other YouTube videos as well. Sometimes you'll see like, oh, there's this crazy pattern that we followed 2 years ago where we did this, and then this, that, and then we went down. That does not mean we're going to follow that. So technical analysis only gets you so far. You can only look out, but so far. Unless it's a very obvious pattern forming on a higher time frame, then obviously you can see out a little bit further. But as far as this goes, oh, here's a little reversal pattern though. We had an inverse head and shoulders, very clear here. I don't know if you guys can see it. And now a takeoff. So that's cool. We'll see where this goes. We don't have Webull buyers though, so volume on Doge is going to be not as high as it could be at this moment. So I don't really know how far we take off. What's going on? All 40 of you on the stream. Glad to have you. To answer your question, Eric, yes. At this moment, I wish your roommate was here to see this. At this moment, not knowing what's going to happen 2-3 weeks in the future, because we know what's going to happen longer term and we know what's probably going to happen short term, but that little in between time where there's just the ups and downs, we don't know exactly what those are going to be. Mandy Klar, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Welcome to the channel. But yeah, we are at a great price. Ideally, the dip would have been closer to 16 cents. Anywhere from 16 to 19 cents is where I would probably feel way more comfortable throwing that couple grand in. But anything under 30, especially close to 20 flat, is a dip, and we don't really know exactly when we're going to take off, so you don't want to miss opportunities. What I always say, if you think you're at an okay price, but you really think there's a high chance we can go lower, start scaling in. Just scale in. You do not have to go all in and dump all your money in. For example, right here at 23 cents, if you're like, man, it looks like it's going to go up a bit, but I'm not sure. You don't have to throw, if you have $5,000 to average down with or to invest with, you don't have to go in with 5,000 here. You can go in with 2,500. And then if you see, oh, well, it didn't hold. Now it's at 15 cents. That's where you dump your other 2,500 in. And now you have an average of like 18 cents. And that's how you kind of play it without screwing yourself over. At this moment, 23 cents, we don't really know if it's going to hold. So I can't say that right now is the best opportunity to dump all of that in. But it's not a bad one either. If you zoom out just a bit. Is scaling in the same cost as dollar cost averaging? Yes, basically. Usually dollar cost averaging is referring to when the price is coming down and you just keep buying the dips as they go down with a little more money, so that you're getting some more skin in the game at lower prices, which is reducing your dollar cost average. That's usually what people refer to dollar cost averaging as. But in this case, I'm just saying you can scale in so that if the price drops, you have that opportunity to dollar cost average versus just throwing all your money in at once and then the price drops and you can't DCA. You can't average down. He's spreading FUD. Who's spreading FUD? I haven't spread any FUD. I posted a tweet about people spreading FUD and how ridiculous they are. I don't do that stuff. How do you tell the difference between an upward channel and a bear flag? They look the same sometimes. Yeah, true. Or are they pretty much the same thing? Basically, bull and bear flags usually are very, very clearly defined, first of all, and they are not usually very long. Not usually very long. So a lot of times you'll see something like this, and technically that looks kind of like a bullish flag or something like a triangle. You don't really want to consider that much of anything. You can say in general that typically this is what ends up happening based off technical analysis, and if you know patterns at all, you know that anytime there's a move in a certain direction and then there's a consolidation at that level, usually if that consolidation, if it's an up move and then the consolidation starts being a pullback, but a stable pullback, that usually means it's holding just fine on the pullback and then it's going to take off up. And then it's the same thing in the other direction where if it was coming down, oh, that's not polyline. If it was coming down, let's just say like this, and then the pullback was up, but it kind of held at this level and it didn't just bounce and take off, then probably the continuation will be downward. Because this is a sign of weakness, and then this is a sign of strength, it holding. After all that move, it still held and barely pulled back. That's kind of how that goes. When it comes to actual flags, though, sometimes it's really hard to tell, and I try not to look too much into patterns unless they're just very, very obvious patterns. Head and shoulders, you should always take a look at. And then bull and bear flags, if they're clear as day, you should always take a look at. So if I see this and then I see basically this flag, oh, that was even a little long. Let me fix this. And then I see this happen, I know what's probably about to happen next. But if I see this happen, start losing faith in that. Because usually if it's a clear pattern, the move is going to be pretty swift afterward. Same thing if you start seeing triangles that seem to last for an eternity. Like, you don't have to put all your faith in patterns. Just put your faith in the ones that are super obvious. If you see a pattern forming, though, that does look like this, and it's not super obvious, maybe there's wicks all over the place and you think you see a triangle, the way to think about those, stop thinking about, well, which direction is it going to go in, and just say, all right, well, there's a pattern forming. It's going to get squoze into the corner here. Eventually, by this time, it's going to have to go up or down. So I'm just going to keep an eye out and then trade accordingly. That's all I do with patterns. I try not to overdo it. Just keeping things simple sometimes is the way. You will, of course, but right now he's losing half of his initial investment, basically, which is like 10K at this point, 60,000 at 0.4. Yeah, he's already lost it. So at this point, I mean, if you didn't sell already, you might as well hold. It was probably either sell in 30s or, I mean, you held all the way down to 16 cents. There's no point in selling now. In my opinion. You're going to go for it then? Awesome. Rippy rip. Oh, sorry. I'm not showing anything on the chart. This isn't even back yet. So let me flip back. And I need to show you Bitcoin. I keep getting distracted. How do you know when you hit support or resistance? You always seem to buy in at resistance. That's a good question. Let me get to that in a moment. Follow the hedge funds, lift it through the weekend, slam it on Monday. Still making money? Cool. What's going on, Joey? Yeah, just follow the overall price movement. People always lose money when they think they're like smarter than the actual price action, and they try and play against. Oh, for the taxes. Yeah, people always think they're like smarter than the actual price action and what's happening, and they'll try and play against what's going on. So they'll see like a really, really bullish run and they'll just say, you know what, I'm going short. Or they'll see like a really bearish move and just randomly start going long. So you got to play with the cards that you're dealt. And it's the way you make money is not by trying to create the market. It's going along with the market. It is not by getting the whole move. It's catching portions of the move that's already establishing itself. So if you see this starting to happen and it starts to slow down right here and it looks like it's catching, and then you see this move up here, and then you see this pullback, you're like, oh, this looks stable, and now it looks like it's taking off, then you could be like, oh, I'm going to look for a buy opportunity here since this looks like a continuation play, and I'm going to ride the wave. And then I'm going to sell when things start looking bad. So maybe that was like right about here. And there you go. You just rode the wave. You didn't get the absolute bottom. You didn't sell the absolute top. You didn't go against what was happening. You just rode the trend and caught your profit. That's all you got to do. People overdo it sometimes, and that's how you make money. That's how you lose money. Oh, I see what you're saying, Schmicky. You never lose money? I know you don't, Brian. Brian thinks he is the market. I know he's got a group over there, so maybe he is the market. Thank you all for the support so much. Appreciate all 50 of you hanging out here today. Don't forget, if you have not already clicked the subscribe button, go ahead, smash that button real quick. It only takes a second. It'll allow you to catch the next live stream when I do this and the next video, which will probably be either later tonight or tomorrow morning. What is Doge doing right now? Just holding. I don't think Doge is going to do anything right now anyway. Usually at this time of the day, things kind of stall out because Robinhood goes down for maintenance in about, actually it should be down right now. And then Webull is also down for maintenance for another half an hour. So a lot of volume goes out the window. So usually you just see sideways trading at this point for the next couple minutes. It's a good time to look at Bitcoin though. You just erase the taxes for getting back to breaking even, so you don't see a ton of reason for cutting loss unless you're convinced it'll go down further than the money you cut for a loss. Right, yeah. All right, so now let's take a look at Bitcoin. Why did this jump straight to SHIB? When did I type SHIB? How did it know? Bitcoin USD. No? Oh, BTC USD. There we go. Actually, let me just use Webull because I don't need to see the current price action here, like what it's doing at this moment, to show you what I want to show you. I already have things drawn out here, so this would be way easier. There we go. So what we want to do here, don't forget, if anybody does not know, and let me catch up on subs. I think I missed one. Peterborough Chad, thank you so much for the sub. I think I actually read you off. And then Andre and Mandy. Yeah, thank you guys so much for subbing. If you have your notifications set to private, when you sub, it won't tell me. So if that was you and you already clicked sub, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Even though I didn't get a notification, that's not what matters at the end of the day. I'm just glad you're subbed. So glad to have you. Welcome to the channel. And I will for sure catch you in the next video now. So that's awesome. So basically, this is the perspective that we need to be looking at this by. And this is the market leader Bitcoin. Welcome. Welcome to the market leader Bitcoin here. Same overall price movements as Dogecoin, but knowing that the price action of Bitcoin is what's causing Dogecoin to decide what it's going to do next, you can look at maybe some more clear patterns or some clearer touches of lines or EMA or whatever, and get a much better idea of what's going to happen next. Can I prove a point, please, on your channel? Should be fine. But yeah, you can look at the price action here and get a much better idea of what's going to happen next by just looking at the market leader versus trying to catch the patterns off of Dogecoin. Alexander, thank you so much for subbing, man. Welcome to the channel. So here's what we're going to look at, and then I'll catch back up on comments because I keep distracting myself. You can very clearly on Bitcoin, even clearer than on Doge, see what the clear as day levels are. All right. So we know down here at right around 29,000, we'll just call it 29 because there was one touch here at 29.2, one here at 28.8. We'll meet in the middle and just say 29. That's directly in the middle. We know that's the absolute bottom right now. Look at Doge. Did it just do something? Or are you guys trolling me? Yeah, it's not doing anything new. All right, we'll go back to that in a moment, though. Glad to have you, Alex. Alexander, crumpled wing. Will Doge still go down to 16 tonight? It is very likely it goes down to 17. And this explanation here will actually help explain that. Doge is, yeah, it's just moving a little bit. I mean, it's really not doing anything though. It just bounced. That's all. But we'll get back to that in a second, guys. I promise. Hang on just 1 second. All right, so we can see very clearly here. We won't even look up here. We already know what this is. 42,000s is the area that Bitcoin keeps getting to and keeps failing. And that's why you saw this. Once it did it again for like the 8th time, everyone got sick of it. Everyone just said, forget this. It's not going to work. Everyone just started selling, panic sell all the way down into oblivion. We know that already. But looking at the key levels near where we are right now is what's important. I'm trying to get this formatting right. Okay. So I color coordinated these lines so that you can see it a little bit clearer. This here is the line we need to break above and hold above to confirm that we're really doing fine. Why do I say that? Eliminate this right here. And to help us do that, I'll zoom in a bit and I'll do this. So let's just eliminate what just happened yet today and late yesterday and look at everything before then. Where do you see the most touches? Like the most consolidation at the very least? What's the general area? Well, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, it's right here. The most activity is right here. This is where most things have happened, right in this area, all the way across. What that tells you is that somewhere between this 35,000 and 37,000 level is the normal trading area. And if you were to get a decent EMA in here, it would probably tend to average out right in this general area, the moving price average. And let's just see. There we have the 2-hour one coming right into that, and right in the middle of that box right now. So you see my point? That is on the longer time frame, the average price, right about 35 to 36-ish thousand. So we know that if we can recover on Bitcoin, what we would want to see is going back to normal trading in that area again. And you see here, there were plenty of times where we failed below, but we regathered ourselves and started trading again there. And we failed below again, but it's fine. We got our ground, and we failed again, and we failed again, but we got back to that area. So we want to see that happen again. It doesn't matter how far we fall down. If we can recover, reclaim the 35,000 level strong support here, and then start trading at it again, then we know we're stabilizing. That does not mean we're going straight to 45,000, but it means we're stable, and then you can get some more stability back in the market. So that's what we want to see next. Not long term, but just next. So what does that tell us here? That means at this point, no matter what happens, obviously we don't want to make a new low, but we want to catch somewhere in here, end up bouncing up, however that happens, doesn't matter. Inverse head and shoulders maybe. Didn't even mean to draw that, but it worked out. And then come back up here into this area and start going back to normal. Whatever that could be. That's what we want to see. That's our goal. Once we see that, Bitcoin has stabilized. It's probably not going to fall back down again, probably. And all the markets will be back up. Dogecoin near 30, all that good stuff. And when I say near, I mean probably at or above 30. We know last time Bitcoin was at 36, that we were between 31 cents and 37 cents on Dogecoin, if you remember. So that will put us back in 30s if all goes well on Doge, if we can get back to normal. This normal little level is not that far up. So that tells you how fast and volatile Dogecoin is going to be if we really see a bounce here in recovery. So keep that in mind. Big money making opportunity there. Over 30%, I believe. I'm just trying to do math in my head. Probably closer to 40. Other than that, shorter term. So now let's just move this out of view a bit. Try not to get distracted. Shorter term though, looking at Bitcoin's price action, I've already drawn these levels out. What do they mean? Like I said, 29,000 right now we know is our absolute bottom floor. We don't want to come down here though, because this zone is scary. If we come back down here and are bearish enough to come right back to the new low that we just made, that means we're probably just going to fall through. Doge is moving. I'm not concerned with Doge though, unless it comes back up closer to 240. So we'll flip back in just a sec. So there's that. We don't want to come to this orange line. This is a weak resistance level anyway, because this is only the second touch. And the more touches and bounces you get off of a line, usually the stronger that level becomes. So that's why this line is orange, because it's not red. Red is usually my absolute bottom, like hard, strong support level. And then orange just means this is the danger zone and we're probably going to fly through it. Hope you're understanding how I'm color coordinating here a little bit. Now this level here, 31,000, is the strongest support floor that we have when things are going wrong. Why do I say that? Zoom out just a little bit and you'll see here off these major swings up, the major swing lows were to 31,000. Then all this movement up and down and patterns in between and everything, the major swing low before real strong rejection was 31,000 again. Same thing happened again. Days go by, weeks go by, price moves around, and 31,000 on Bitcoin is the major support level that usually sparks a rejection. So that means if we mess around here, we're a little bearish, fall through 33,000, whatever, fall through even 32, which is a weak little level. That's why I made it blue. It's kind of irrelevant. Sometimes there are bounces there, but they usually don't mean anything, as you see. Didn't hold. If we just fall to 31 and we hold and we retrace, cool. It is very expected Yeah, I'll flip to Doge in a moment, guys. It's very expected that I'm trying to explain it to everybody, like what's going to happen next, but then we'll get to Doge. If Doge isn't going absolutely insane, we've got some time here because nothing unpredictable is going to happen at this moment. So we have time here to do this, maybe even this, to 31,000. The strong, think of this as like the trampoline. There's extremely high chance that if we hit this level, that's probably where we end up taking off. So we don't mind hitting 31,000. What we do mind is going below there and seeing this happen. We don't want to see that. If we fail and start hitting 31,000 as resistance, we're probably going to see Bitcoin down in lower 20,000s because like I said, this level right here is not a good level. Yes, it is now a level, but it's not a good one. When you hit there, everyone's going to be panicking. They're not going to be buying that dip. They're going to say, oh crap, I should probably be selling right now because this probably isn't going to hold, which means we're probably going to go down to Bitcoin 25 or Bitcoin 20. This is the panic area. This is not a line to buy at. Unless you see for some miracle a strong reversal, that is not the level you want. Guys, Doge isn't doing anything. Relax. It's literally not moving. I mean, yeah, if you're on, yeah, the Doge has not broken into any new territory. It's just curling. Just give it a couple minutes here. So that's what you're going to see here. If you see this happen, it probably will not do that. It will probably do that. Don't want to see Bitcoin to 29,000. What that means is since there's no level under 31,000, you don't want to see Bitcoin go under 30,000. If you do, there's an extremely high chance that we are then falling to mid-20s on Bitcoin. Just failing 31,000. Keep that in mind. There's no strong level under 31. Only the mental level, I guess, at 30, but that probably won't hold. So that's what you need to know. 31,000 strong support. 32,000 is a little mid-level, but it's not super strong. There are bounces there, but it usually is not a reversal area. So we might bounce here, but you usually fall through, or you bounce here, but you usually go through it. Doesn't matter. All right, and then you have 33,000. Now there's two lines here. You can kind of ignore that. We'll just delete this one. This was a window. That's why I had two. 33,000 is usually our resistance level. So if we're in 31, there's usually a bounce up to 33. And if we bounce off of 33, the catch is usually at 31. That's kind of our area where it's comfortable. So what we want to see now to get to the point, and then we'll flip back to Doge. And I'll drop the time frame here so it's a little more clear. What we want to see, this right here was perfectly fine. This is what I was talking about. Bounces between 32 and 33, but 32 is not strong, so we fell below it. Went right back up to 33, which was the ceiling, the floor of the ceiling. Tried, didn't hold, of course, because this level's not super strong. Flew down to here, then broke through all these levels, came up to 33, a little bit of a bounce, and now we're up here. What we want to see is this hold, this prove that it's going to continue holding 33 as the floor, because like I said, 31 and 33 are very strong levels at any given time. Prove it's the floor, it can do whatever it wants at that point, but then come up here and break 35,000 and hold there and start trading normally in 35 to 36 or 35 to 37,000, which is kind of the level of stability. If we can get to here, if we can just get to here, we can start feeling comfortable again. And we know that this was probably, at least for now, the bottom, and we're not going to see Bitcoin 20s anytime soon, because this would be a sign of a good recovery and stability. If we don't see that, you should still be concerned, because like I said, 35 is the upper resistance line that's very, very strong. So we can keep smacking into that all day. If we don't pass it, there's nothing to be overly bullish about, because at any moment, if we bounce off that, oops, we could just, see this happen.
Yeah.
Excuse this as I bring all these dots back down. All right, because then if you end up seeing that, pretty much game over. So we're not in the clear until we really break above this and hold here. Anything under 35,000 Bitcoin, there's still a chance we go down to 20,000s. So what does that mean on the Dogecoin side? Then this is the way you should be doing your charts all the time when you're talking about Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Translating your Bitcoin technical analysis over, because Bitcoin is the one dragging Doge along. So it doesn't matter what you see so much on the Dogecoin side. You need to find it here and then copy it to here. So what does that mean? If you try and map the similar levels based off when, let's just say, Bitcoin hits 35,000, where was Doge? And when Bitcoin hit 28, where was Doge? And then in the middle here, where was Doge? That's how you end up copying and pasting your analysis over. So, like Amanda said, and Schmicky, yes, exactly. So that means this 24, 25-ish cent area, this is going to be around your 35,000 Bitcoin resistance. So the 35,000 resistance on Bitcoin should equal up to about 25 cents here on Doge. The 28,000 support floor that we don't want to touch here on Bitcoin is going to equal about the 16.3 mark on Dogecoin, which means if we see 16.3 on Dogecoin, again, there's an extremely high chance that we then see mid-teens down to low teens. And by that, I mean 15 cents down to 12, maybe even 10. Probably not under that. That would be a little wild. Bitcoin would have to do some crazy things. And then in the middle, you have this little consolidation trading area, the consolidation station. So you have the general area where things tend to be comfortable, which is somewhere between 18 cents and 20 cents, right about here. And then you have your dip buy area, which is like right here, your safe dip buy area, which here tends to be anywhere like 17 to 18 and a half cents. So maybe I should actually adjust this because we don't want it to go that low. That would be kind of a disaster. So let me just grab this real quick. If it lets me, okay. We'll adjust this to 18 and a half, from 17 to 18 and a half, because we don't want to go back to 16 flat. That means we're probably going down. That's not a dip buy anymore. That's scary. Scary buy. Cool. So yeah, there we go. Looking over at Dogecoin real quick, and then I'll look at your comments. We can see that it is continuing to do its reversal here, which is cool. I wish I had my lines drawn here, but I don't. Let's flip this back to Doge full so I can remember my levels. So 24 to 25 is kind of the resistance. And yeah, we're getting pretty close. So that's cool. Now we'll have to see what happens. What this means, though, is anywhere in this general area, there is a relatively high chance that things slow down. I'm just going to draw this like this. Anywhere in this general area from 24 to 25. I'm sure there's a better way to do this on TradingView, but I don't usually use TradingView. This little area right here, this little box. Wow, I missed some comments here. Let me catch up, guys. Thank you all for the interactions and whatnot. And I am going to have to go in just a couple minutes here, probably like 10-ish minutes. So just keep that in mind. Also, before you leave, click subscribe if you do have to go. I would love to not only get closer to my goal, but I want you guys to be the ones to come back. So thank you so much. Crumbled Wig, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for your sub, man. I think I missed that a couple minutes ago, but thank you so much. Let me catch up on comments, and we'll see where we're at in a couple minutes as well. YouTube makes large trades way too easy. What is Doge doing now? Oh yeah, we read some of this. Doge price action has found a mind of its own, not following Bitcoin. That's because Doge got carried away by a lot of the FUD that happened, and it ended up getting like, I don't know if you've ever like walked, I'm sure most of you here, you've walked a dog before. It's like Bitcoin had slack in the leash and it was just going all over the place, and Dogecoin, you know, it was a rubber bandy leash, and Dogecoin was lagging back. Okay, but then Dogecoin got yanked in one direction, now it's getting yanked in the other direction. Like, all this volatility is coming out of nowhere because Dogecoin, when Bitcoin was making its run up, don't forget Dogecoin did not move, and neither did Ethereum or any of the other Altcoins, they did not move on the way up when Bitcoin was going from like 33 up to 42,000. They stayed there because the market was terrified. But now that we're getting this actual volatility that's starting to look good, all these meme stocks are now trying to play catch up. Not meme stocks, altcoins. I was thinking of GameStop and all that. Hey, Jacob Granger, thank you so much. Welcome to the channel, man. Glad to have you. And so that's why we're seeing all this extra volatility. So while, I mean, Bitcoin was up like 1% earlier today and Dogecoin was up 14. So you can see the volatility difference. Proud of Doge for getting the Bitcoin leash? Exactly. Getting off the leash? Yep. Will Doge go to 16 cents tonight? So based off that analysis, it could. But what we have to see, and I probably answered your question already, we just need to now see what happens here. Do we reject at the 200? If we do, what happens next? Do we come here? Do we show signs of strength and break out of it? If not, and we start heading down, yes, there is a high chance that we could see 16, but we still have levels to get through first. We have to get through 19 and not hold there. And if things start looking sketchy as we get into the dip buy area and things start, picking up with momentum and we fly under 17 cents, there's a high chance we see lower than even 16.30. So it's one of those things you have to, if we don't break through here and we start getting into this territory, you can start thinking about, will we get to 16 cents? Only then can you start really having that conversation. And then you have to watch it as it gets close and see if we still are really bearish in this area. If we're bearish in this area, it's probable that we not just go to 16 cents, but we go under it. So it's not really a will we hit 16 and bounce. That's very unlikely. If we hit 16 again, we're probably going through it. In the same way, and see this big loop that we'd have done, it'd be the same concept as this big loop that we did here. This big little fake out that we had here was like, oh, we're finally going to make it out. Oh, no, we're not. It's kind of the same thing. Anyway, hopefully that answered that. How many people in here think it's always going to the moon? Small secret, this is exactly how large trades always profit. Yeah, exactly. When people always think it's going to the moon, or when people always think it's going down and going to crash, a lot of those people lose money. That's why I always try and be realistic. I will never tell you guys it's going to the moon if I don't think it is, genuinely, based off reasons. Like even just now, I said if it doesn't hold here, there's a chance we go down to 16 cents. I'm not spreading FUD, and I'm not being unrealistic either and telling you something to get you guys to buy when you shouldn't. Nothing for me to gain there. That's great. Thank you. No problem, Crumbled. It'll land on the moon if everything good happens to it over the next few years. Really over the next few months too, yeah. With the Doge updates and Bitcoin recovery and all that. Yeah, we've got a nice little next couple months shaping up for us. All crypto will suffer till the bleeding stops with AMC and GameStop, Ape Nation. I think it's the opposite, Joey. Once the bleeding continues on AMC and GameStop, that's when we have our best chance of getting buyers. Because if you even read some of the Webull comments right now, and I did this morning, you can just see all these people saying, oh, I got to sell my AMC and get back into Dogecoin, or I need to sell my AMC and buy up Bitcoin, which is exactly what we talked about a couple days most likely happening. It's either cryptocurrency volatility or it's meme stock volatility. Half the people that are fueling, and that's not an accurate percentage, half the people that are fueling the meme stock movement came from like Dogecoin and these altcoins, and they saw bigger money making opportunities over there. They're not usually stock market traders, which means when they're done, they're going to come back to what they know because they don't know how to actually trade the stock market. And if they do try, they'll probably lose all their money. Hey, Matt, what's going on? Because meme stocks and cryptocurrencies do not operate like normal stocks do, normal stable stocks. Trading cryptocurrency is probably the easiest. Then trading meme stocks, if you're careful, can be second easiest to make money. Also easy to lose money when it dumps and you don't know what you're doing. But then being profitable trading the stock market is very difficult. You have to use, I mean, there's just so much more that goes into it. How many subs are we at? I didn't look at the count. I've been so focused. 2850. Awesome. Y'all rock. Thank you so much. We probably won't get 29, which wasn't, well, it wasn't really the goal. There really wasn't a goal. It was just subscribe if you like the stream. But I mean, over the next couple days, I think we'll be at 3,000. That's going to be awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support. Let's finish up some comments here. To the moon. Yes, sir. We'll get the rocket going. To the moon, boys and girls. Doge is pumping a little. Oh, wow, I went way out of order. What is the Ape NFT project? Binance have airdropped into some accounts. How does it work? I actually have no idea, Mandy. I'd have to look into that. It's just an NFT? Okay. Doge is pumping. Not the. Oh, yeah, I read some of these. Like what hour? Well, that gets a little tricky. You can try and predict just by looking at your chart and kind of looking at the pace of how the moves are already going. And then based off your like drawings, where you kind of factor in that rate of speed, you can kind of just drag your... I already took her. I don't know why she's doing that. You can drag your mouse over where you think it's going to go. Hang on one sec. All right, but yeah, if you just kind of draw out and try and figure out how long it'll probably take. I mean, you could say anywhere from, what would this be? About 10 o'clock tonight, and just factoring in the fact that it might not, because right now it's a steep down move, but who knows what happens here. It could be consolidation. I mean, just give yourself some breathing room. My dog's going nuts. So like anywhere from like 10 o'clock at Eastern time to very, very early in the morning tomorrow, like before you probably would wake up, is when you'll probably know if we're going to break above 25 cents. So most likely you'll have to wake up tomorrow and see where we're at. That's the way that this is looking right now. And no, this isn't accurate. I'm just, you know, it's going to be somewhere in this area though, if it's going to happen. So just some point before kind of things start moving tomorrow, before market open. We'll say that. Let's see. Doge found some buyers. It looks like it did. A little bit of a pullback here, but it is what it is. We expected that. We're near 24 cents, which is near the reversal point. So now we have to see what happens next over the next couple minutes here. Because here's the thing. I can't answer that question wrong because I wasn't really looking. We're getting to the reversal area, which is 24 to 25 cents. So anytime between like nowish and the next couple hours is when we'll have an answer, because it could reject here and bounce down. This is a window. It's not just one level. This whole cent is a rejection area. What's going on? Wow, 65 people here. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Thank you for supporting the stream. If you're not subbed up, click that button. If we have 64 people and all 64 of you subscribed, we would be at almost 3,000 subscribers already, which means we'll hit the goal for the month. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm just throwing that out there. Thank you for the support, though. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Let's see. Doge is pumping indeed. Wish you were in on that, like a 1.5 cent move. That probably wouldn't net you very much. Do I think Doge will drop to 30 cents this week again? 20 cents? Like 20 flat? Oh yeah, it's very, very possible. We were just there a couple hours ago. There's nothing saying we won't see Doge 20 cents again. In fact, I would expect it more than I wouldn't. I would be more surprised if we caught right here and broke out and didn't come back down than anything else. Basically 20 cents is below our main, I mean, that's right around our main support area. Thank you. Another sub. Thank you so much. Ivan, Lemus, and George or Jorge. I don't know. It's probably Jorge. Thank you so much for your sub, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, I would expect it to come to 20 cents. Yeah, I know I'm way behind on comments, guys. I'm trying to speed read now. Sorry about that. Always spikes at 3 due to Asia market open. Yeah, once the Asia market opens, we get a whole nother realm of buying and selling activity. Curling fast, big candles. Good time to buy low. Yep, exactly, Amanda. And I answered crumbled, just a little late. Doge $1 for Elon's birthday. There will probably be a run up. You see it, Schmicky. Seems like 24 cents is resistance. Exactly. 24 to 25. Doge, Kabul, thank you so much for your sub. Guys, you guys are helping out so much. Thank you all for your clicking that button. And again, if you have your notifications turned to private, it won't tell me if you sub, but I can still see the number go up. So I appreciate it just as much. Thank you. And Johnny Hernandez and AJA and, oh, Michelle Brush, thank you so much. I didn't see all those notifications. That's crazy. You guys rock. Little dip here and there before she goes back up, in my opinion. Yep. Just like I didn't think it was going to dip below 15 cents, remember? Yeah. Yep, I remember, Joey. Me and you both. We were on the same page there. Let's see. Doge people are not going to leave against the institutions. They will climb the market. Respectable opinion. Amanda, if it breaks 24 cents, we're looking upward. Exactly. 24 to 25 needs to hold there and then break above it and hold. And then we're looking good. Oh, I scrolled way down. Been hitting and failing around there all day. This is the 5th time. When will all this happen, please? I'm skipping through some of these because I already answered them, and you probably already have your answer by now because I talked forever, so I'm just reading through. I don't think we break through. Bitcoin's dead. Come on, man. Unless someone decides to single-handedly. I disagree with that. Bitcoin is only dead because of FUD. Bitcoin is still Bitcoin at the end of the day. It is still the market-leading cryptocurrency. So if Bitcoin's dead and it's not going to recover, that means crypto's dead, and this is probably not the market we want to be in. Because Bitcoin can't really be dead. That's like Google being dead. Not really, but you know what I mean. The internet might as well be dead at that point. Really appreciate your analysis, man. It makes total sense. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That's the whole reason I do these streams. I figured out how to make money trading cryptocurrency, and I am sharing my wealth of knowledge with you guys. Came from the stock markets as a day trader, and a swing trader. So that's what really gave me a leg up, I guess, because this is much easier. Way more predictable, way less fundamentals to discuss. Josh, thank you so much. Appreciate that sub. We are rolling. Thank you guys. All these subs coming in, we might get really close tonight. If you're interested in subscribing, guys, don't be afraid. I'll only say your name once, unless you comment. Yeah, wait. Yeah, I don't know what you wrote there, Schmicky. I tried to kind of make sense of it. Couldn't quite do it. Up 6.5% in the last hour. Yeah, I got to lay off the charts too much. Doge was following Bitcoin perfectly on the way up and outperforming. No, it wasn't. Not up to 42,000. Wheezy Baby. Hey, Wheezy Baby. Thanks for subbing. When Bitcoin went to 42,000, and maybe you're talking about something different than me. Take a look at this. Bitcoin 615 at 1405. $615, 1405. Right here. Dogecoin was at 32 cents when Bitcoin was at 42,000. That does not line up. Dogecoin was doing its own thing. It had no interest. Right here. Because the thing was, this was the whole reason I made that stream that day, was because Bitcoin ran all the way up. And don't forget, just a couple days prior, closer to the Coinbase announcement, we had said we noticed that when Bitcoin was at about 36,000, usually Doge was sitting at 31 cents at this level here. But after Coinbase, Dogecoin was sitting here, remember, at 37 cents. And I said that our floor went up 6 cents when Bitcoin was at the same level. But then after the fear in the market, Doge, after the sell-off here and the fear in the market came, when Bitcoin decided to finally do its big move here, or its big attempt, and it hit 42,000, Dogecoin was selling off instead of moving up. And it was actually 5 cents under where it would have normally been, with Bitcoin being $6,000 less. If Dogecoin was following Bitcoin's move up to 42,000, Dogecoin should have been way up here in the 40s, but it was at 32 cents. And then it just fell from there. And that's why we started breaking support levels and falling so hard. Everybody got terrified. If that's what you're talking about. Can I look into AMP token? You're down by 12K. Wow. I will take a look at that. Yeah, I'd have to. The thing with altcoins is like I have to research why they're special. That's the thing. There's so many altcoins out there, guys. If you're new to cryptocurrency or experimenting with all these different ones that are not the highest market cap ones, there are literally hundreds of altcoins that you can get into buying. And the thing is, so many of them run on top of Ethereum network and they're DeFi apps that do similar things. And then so many of them are just things like Safe Moon, Doge Rocket, Safe Doge, Baby Doge, all these other coins that also in their sector do the exact same thing, which is try and get you to buy into them. And then there's this promise that your money will multiply over time and they penalize you for selling. Like they all do the same thing. So when it comes to comparing those coins against each other that do the same thing, unless one of them is super unique, none of them are special. And that's why I tend to stay out of that market. But I know AMP is different, so I will look at AMP. But I'm not off the top of my head super familiar with it. It will continue to fall. Hedge funds taking their money to stop the bleeding from AMC and GameStop. Oh yeah, I read that one. Oh, you meant the hedge funds doing that. Okay, I hear you, Joey. I think I answered your statement wrong earlier. Romeo, what's going on, Romeo Dapper? Dogecoin will run up to 27 today. Don't miss out. FYI, will never drop below 19. You mean again? Because it was just at 16. Doge multiplier in relation to Bitcoin has decreased. Yo, I just bought some, you mean Ethereum? Good answer earns a sub and a like. Mr. Pablo, first of all, welcome to the stream. Let me see. I got to get that sub from you. I'm just playing. If you mean Ethereum, that's a very good buy. Short term, Doge is going to be more volatile. I don't know if you've already seen, but today Ethereum kind of struggled to move up. And it's not because it's a bad coin or a bad investment. Dogecoin was just way further down. It had way more room to recover, way more volatility in it, way more energy pent up. So that one was very, very expected. Ethereum, though, we know it came down from 4,300 to where it is right now, which is probably at this moment somewhere around 2,000, based off where we're at on Dogecoin, maybe 2,100. I don't know. Just off the top of my head, I'm trying to guess. That is not Ethereum. Oh, yeah, right around 2,000. Just $50 shy. Yeah, it's actually not doing super good right now because it should be a little higher. Either way, Ethereum's a very, 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 very good investment. You know, right here, it's right here, you know, at 1,900. You know it's not going to have any problem getting back to like 3,000, mid 3,000s at all. So, I mean, there's a guaranteed double, triple short-term your money opportunity in Ethereum. With Dogecoin, yes, there's way more volatility. There's more potential short-term, but you also have to worry about all of Dogecoin's competition that's coming out. You have to hope that the Dogecoin update is enough. You have to hope we get more news, retailers accepting Dogecoin as payment, and you have to hope that we get the Elon announcement. Ethereum doesn't need any hope. It's already doing things. It has things in the pipeline, and as those things get accomplished at their target dates, the price will continue to go up and up. And then as we get to next year, early next year, when they drop Ethereum 2.0, we know by then the price will probably be like, who knows, $10,000 per Ethereum. So yeah, Ethereum's a very solid investment, and it would probably be my number one recommendation to anybody that asked me like what cryptocurrency they should buy into. Because maybe Doge is my favorite, but that's also because I like to take a little bit of risk and get the reward. But if I was trying to give a recommendation to somebody that did not know what they were doing and was just going to buy and hold, I would probably tell them Ethereum. So that's what I think about your buy. Baby Doge is going to the moon at the moment. Should be interesting. Oh my goodness. You like the white paper? Yeah. All these Doge alternatives. Bitcoin has been going with the Wyckoff accumulation phase. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Based on that, there's one more dip, then return to normal. Yeah, I heard about that too. Thing is, if price action is very emotional. When people start to see patterns, they start to believe patterns. If they think that it's repeating, it'll start to repeat because people start trading off of it. They'll see those supports and resistances, and they'll start trading off of the pattern. So those things can kind of force themselves into existence once a bunch of people see the same thing. That's really how support and resistance works anyway. A bunch of people seeing the same bottoms and the same tops. So it is very likely that that does play out, Preezy. You're right. Give the meme coin Baby Doge a peek. I'll take a look at it a little later on. If we get a dip to 5, because I actually have to go in a couple minutes before my wife slaps me. No, wow, not claps. If we get a dip to 5 cents, I could average down to 16. Wow, that probably won't happen, but I hope if we go to 5 cents, that's going to be a major problem in the crypto space. I don't want to see that, honestly. I'm all for dips, but not that dip. What if you're not trading and just going for a long run for a meme coin that actually will save dogs in comparison to Doge itself? Like, what value does Doge give to the world? Nothing. Doge does not give value to the world. All Doge does is provide value to us. There are plenty of coins out there. I mean, there's like charity coins, and there's contribution coins, and there's savings account coins. Power to those coins, but they are not like Doge. Doge is not like those, and I don't think Doge tries to be. So it's just, if that's what you're into, you find your coin that does that thing. But Doge is for transacting, for buying and selling like money. That's pretty much it. But I respect all those other coins too. It's not something I've really gotten into myself. So at the moment, until I research one and I'm like, oh wow, this looks extra special, I don't have a recommendation. But I will, because you guys want me to, I will look at them and then tell you what I think. Do I think 35 or 40 cents is possible by this weekend? No. No, I don't. If Bitcoin decides to move, we might get back to 33. Wait, today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Ooh. Why do I still have Ethereum up? Hang on. 30 cents is possible. I think 30 cents is very possible. 35, 40, I don't see that. That's too high. Bitcoin would have to be doing very well, and everyone else in the crypto space would have to feel confident in the altcoins again. And this whole steep fall off to 16 cents was a sign of a lack of trust based off Bitcoin's actions. So Bitcoin has a lot of making up to do before we can feel comfortable get to 40. That's a big ask. Maybe next week or the week after proven stability above 36,000 from Bitcoin and moves up here and even a break, then yeah, back to 40, 45. But until then, probably not. So I think, hey Johnny, what's going on? So you think dropping some at 23 right now, and if it dips again, get the average down? Yeah, you could drop some soon at 23. I mean, the thing is, at this moment, if you drop some at 23, you're buying a little high because you see where we're at. So I almost, honestly, from a trader's perspective, I would not recommend dropping any right now. There's two things that I would recommend. You either wait to see what happens here, see if it holds. If it, and if we get holding at the resistance on the top side of it and becomes support, then you can look at a buy because that's your new low point. This resistance becomes support, that becomes your floor. The problem is at this moment, you're in the middle of the air. And I always recommend, if you're trying to time a buy at the right moment, don't buy in the middle of the air, especially near resistance, because you're at the point where there's the highest chance of reversal. Now, if you're trying to just long-term scale in, sure, you're not really concerned about buying in at the right moments. You would just like in general, lowish average cost, dollar cost average. So 23 is not bad. And then if it goes to 21, maybe you add some more. If it goes to 19, maybe you add some more, whatever, by all means. But if you're trying to trade this properly and you plan on cutting at any point soon and then rebuying low or anything like that, you should not buy this high. It should either be a buy here if it holds or a buy back down towards a support level if it falls, but not right in the middle towards the top. It'll go back to 16. Hey, Kabul. And thank you for subbing again. Will it go back to 16? It could. We have to see what happens right here. This is our moment of truth over this next couple hours. We have to see if it gets up to this area, does it just reject, or does it come up here and reject in this window anywhere up here? And then what does it do next? If it starts falling strongly towards like 18 and under, we need to hope that it stops and reverses, which it should. But if it keeps coming down, we are probably not just going to see 16, but lower teens, new lows on Dogecoin. It's not one of those things you can call in advance. There is no technical analysis that's going to tell us at this moment, but I'm telling you what to look for like over the next couple hours that will then tell you. I can't predict this far early. There's nothing to go off of. I would just be pulling an answer out the air, and that would be dishonest, and that's not what I do. I don't 50-50 it, and then when I'm right, post a video saying, hey guys, I was right. I tell you what I think, and then if I'm right, cool. Needed to come down a little bit so you can get your average cost and then to the moon. That's what we all want, right? AJ says, co-founder of Doge said he bought Doge for the first time in 8 years. Oh yeah, I read that too. Yep, I read that as well. He said that on Twitter. And then he actually posted and asked Wendy's, you called it on your channel. Well done. Appreciate that. What tweet was this? Dogecoin is the best performing crypto in the top 100 by far today. Only a matter of time. I called it on my channel. Oh yeah, I did call that. Thank you, Alon. But there was something here. I retweeted it, so it should just be on my profile, I guess. By the way, guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter as well, I post here very often. Maybe too often, I don't know. If that's something you're into, though, a lot of Doge posting, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at 2020 Tech, 2020 Tech Reviews. Which I should probably change my channel name now that I don't really do tech reviews anymore. It's just all trading. I'm sure my old subs are like, what? What is Dogecoin? But yeah, the co-founder of Dogecoin said, after he said that he bought in, he then said, hey, McDonald's, I think y'all should consider accepting Dogecoin. You could use a payment processor like BitPay or Flexa, and people can buy some chicken tendies and fries with meme money, and also visit them at the counter. So yeah, he's on board now, so that's pretty dope. We'll see some more steam. We've got Pro the Doge. We've got the actual founder of Dogecoin now on board, like with the movement now. And then, you know, once Elon loops back around, and we've got Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, wanting to work on it. So Dogecoin, there's a lot in the pipeline. So make sure you're buying your dips. You don't want to miss the move and then come back later and say, oh man, I wish I should have bought. The whole reason I do these streams and videos is so that never ever happens. But if it does, you've been fairly warned. You keep mentioning a retracement. Is this the bull trap that we keep hearing about? I definitely think this is a bull trap. It might not be, and it's hard to know. But basically, when you look at this from a zoomed out perspective, unless we get a stronger recovery than this, because really look at the weight of this move here. Seeing this bounce doesn't really mean anything to you when you look at it in the big picture. This doesn't mean anything. It could do this and then go right back down and do that. This is a small bounce. This move from 16 to 25 compared to where it came from, which is 45 cents down to 16. So you have to put it in perspective. It is most probable that we get a strong rejection off of here, and we at least come back to like the 20 or the 19, or if we're still weak, we fail, which I don't want to see. But we'll probably at least pull back to here. But if we are strong, which will only be proven by the buying pressure that comes in. It's not really something you can predict. Can't predict emotionally with something like this if people are going to buy or not. If there's no news or any emotions, anything in the like media to gauge that off of. If we're strong and we can break above this here and then pull back and hold it, then we'll probably be fine. Because we'll either be trading here or we'll break up and be trading here, kind of in the clear. But the longer we're under 25, kind of the scarier it is, and anytime we're still under 25 cents Doge, you should be concerned and not be super bullish. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. By all means, buy your dips and sell and scalp and whatever in the world you want to do, or buy your dip and hold. But you should still be skeptical if we're holding under 25, because we're not in the clear yet. That's basically what I'm saying. I'll go back to 1 minute. Oh, you got some at 15 cents? Awesome. That is a great buy. $1 trillion market cap won't die just like that. Exactly. Support on Doge now is 22. You're talking about today's price action, not last week's. Oh, and Bitcoin ran. Gotcha. You might have missed me say this. Do you think that we break under 33K on Bitcoin? Bitcoin, there's a very high chance we break under 33,000, which is why I'm concerned. Because when you take a look at the levels, you can see that until, like, this is very likely to happen, and ignore the squiggliness. We had a strong reversal here, which is a good sign. But until we can break above 35, which on Dogecoin is the 25-cent mark I was talking about, same thing. Until we can break above this level and start trading on top of it, we should be concerned, because we could easily just reject here and start tumbling down. Nothing is written in stone yet. Anytime we're under 25 cents Doge, which is 35,000 Bitcoin, you should still be careful. There's at that point still a very high chance that we keep going down, and that this was just a bounce off what people thought was the absolute bottom. And anytime you're at what people think is an absolute bottom, there's always a strong bounce. But if people really are not convinced and there's still not enough buying, think of it like fuel in the tank. If we start running out of fuel, we had plenty of here, and then our tank, more empty, more empty, more empty. If we don't have enough pushing power to break us through 35, and we're just going to loop back around and crash land into the ground here at 29,000. And if we do that, it is extremely likely that even if we just go below 31,000, you can see here, there is no more level. If we go below 31,000, we are probably going down to mid 20,000s on Bitcoin. So just to summarize it. Oh, I got some subs here. Wheezy Baby, again, thank you. Emily Munoz. Okay, I messed it up. Thank you so much, Emily. RTC, appreciate the sub, man. Thank you. And Jonathan Dean and Big Shorts Films. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys. Anyone else, if you're interested in not only supporting a channel that provides this realistic information for free, I never ask for money or donations, but I do ask for your support if you want to catch more of these videos by clicking that subscribe button. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Let's see. Baby Doge is 23 days old, by the way, with 360 mil market cap already. Yeah, Baby Doge is doing good. I heard it was doing like 1,000 to 3,000% gains every single day, and it was up like 30,000% already. Yeah, Baby Doge is popping off. Portfolio's down 11K, and you took heavy losses. I don't know how I'm going to regain this loss. That's why I'm waiting for a Doge tip. Yeah, I took some heavy losses as well, just because usually when I'm streaming, I'm not also trading because I get too distracted telling you guys what to buy. So a lot of times you guys will be like, oh, I made all this money. I'll be like, oh, that's cool. So I understand. I only get to scalp during the day when I'm not on stream. Harry, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Doge was and yeah, you'll make some of that back. I forget, you said what was your dollar cost average? Crumbled. I know someone said 40, but that was someone else, right? Oh, maybe you didn't say. There's plenty of opportunity to make your money back. It just might take a minute. It's going to be a little difficult, but it can be done. By the way, I started with a small account in this crypto thing. Edwin, thank you so much. And in Candelaria, I really appreciate your sub. Thank you. Harry and Edwin, and all of you right before that. Thank you. You regain the loss by not selling. Yeah, average down, scalp it if need be. But yeah, you get your loss back by trading properly from here on forward. It's never too late. It doesn't matter if your account went down to $500. If you can trade things properly, keep a level head and buy at the right times, sell at the right times. Like obviously, if you really mess something up and you've already sold and you're down substantially, you might need to scalp instead of just buying and holding, but just buying and holding won't give you the profit back. And it's just don't think about it as getting the profit back. Just think like from now on, I'm going to just try and increase the value of my account from where it is right now. Because when you start trying to chase numbers, sometimes you ignore I would have sold here if I wasn't trying to hit this number. And then you start making emotional decisions again, and that's how you lose money the fastest. Glad you remembered me. You're awesome. Oh yeah, I remember you, Joey. I remember my goal is to literally remember everybody that returns to the stream. And so far, I've been remembering everybody. And I am going to wrap the stream up here in just a moment, guys. You lost too much on Doge. Hey, we'll help you make that back. That's why I stream for sure. Now you're subbed, you can catch my streams and my videos every day. I call out like where the dip's going to be, what to look for to buy, and where you can probably sell. And then if that doesn't happen, what to look for next, and then where to buy and where to sell. Like, that's what I do every single day. And I'm talking Sunday through Sunday, weekends too, every single day. I've only not streamed 2 days over the last 6 weeks. And that was because I needed to make some videos for you guys over the weekend. And it was just getting a little tight schedule. Ethereum, 3 days now. Yesterday was one. Ethereum's also hurting hard because the hash rate. Yeah, Ethereum will be doing much better when it gets closer to 2.0. Yeah, Ethereum's just, it's an investment opportunity. Buying this dip while it's taking some hits. And that's when you can see the highest return on investment. All right, I'm going to speed through these. Sorry, I know I'm falling way behind. Have a good one when you take off. Enjoy the knowledge you had to share. I appreciate that, AJ, and thank you so much for your sub, man. Hopefully, I'll catch you in the next stream. What hour might Doge hit? 16 or 17? Oh, yeah, I did answer that. Doge is the stuff. Oh, 16 or 17? That's too unpredictable. That'll probably just be by tomorrow. You'll see. You'll see if we're back down in the area of like 18 to 20 cents. Josh with the super sticker, man. Thank you so much for that donation. That 150. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I heard there's supposed to be a huge update on Dogecoin tonight. Well, they're already testing the update with lower transaction fees. And once it goes live, it's going to have even lower fees. I don't think that goes live tonight, though. I think that might be a rumor. We all have a boss. Doge has serious FOMO superpowers, though. It can go to 70 cents if things get moving. It would be hilarious if Doge just shoots up on its own. It would. Why do prices depend on Bitcoin? You'd think cash would come out of Bitcoin and go to others like competition. Because Bitcoin's the big dog. It's the market leader. It was really the first one to the crypto space, the first one that really took off, the first one that people looked at and started to respect. And because of that, it had that head start, and it's just so much larger than every other cryptocurrency. It was just the market leader. Honestly, that's just the way it was. In the same way that Tesla's like the market leader of the electric vehicle space, Bitcoin was the market leader of the crypto space. So everyone respects it and looks up to it. All these altcoins that are much smaller are taking off because of Bitcoin's success, starting the whole cryptocurrency movement and making it catch on. And then on top of that, Bitcoin's going to continue to really be the leader because of the way that the code is set up in the blockchain and how there's the halving event every once in a while and how it's just going to keep increasing in value. Like the market cap is just going to keep going up and up and up, and it's going to be pretty much impossible for any other altcoin to catch it. So it is pretty solidified as the number one. So because of that, when it goes down, people lose faith in Bitcoin. They also lose faith in all the smaller coins because Bitcoin should be the stable one. It's like the father, and all the other coins are the kids. Crumblewig, what hour? Oh, yeah, I answered that for you. They murdered John. Did they murder him? Wow. You saved a nice chunk of money for below 10-cent buy if Doge does do it. You're just buying the dips right in the storm 4 to 5 years. We at $2+. Exactly. And less than that, probably next year. $2 next year is reasonable. $1 this year if things keep. It'll probably be like after September, but I wouldn't sleep on it. Just think anywhere from October to December, you'll probably see $1. Doge to $1. With the updates and with the Elon, with the Doge for Tesla, and then what's going to happen very quickly after that, trust me. That's my guess. So 4,000 Doge at 18 cents a long time ago, sold at 24. Ah, okay. Well, you got a nice scalp off, so that's cool. And what's going on, Kevin? Welcome. Yeah, no problem, RTC. Do you think you can recover your 11K loss with rebuying at the dip? Do you remember you? Yes. Crumpled, why are you sad? Do you remember me, sad face? I remember everybody. Crumpled, so it depends on, like, do you hold a position right now? And also, how many Dogecoins can you buy? Because I can't just answer that without knowing, like, how much you can buy. Because the answer could very well be no, to be honest. Used to crash to go from 46 to 29 average. Oh, cool. It only goes through at a half cent difference, so as soon as you buy, you are negative. Yeah, that's why I use Robinhood to execute for Dogecoin. The liquidity on Webull is just not there. So you get filled at pretty bad prices. So I just use Robinhood for my Dogecoin trading. It's very predictable for where I get filled. Yes, they do go down at inconvenient times, and yes, I have lost a lot of money because of that sometimes, but overall, I'm now just more careful. When I know there's high volume, I try to limit my needs to buy and sell, so that I don't have to worry about that anymore. Happy to be here. Thanks. Absolutely. Cool, guys. Well, another stream where I was lagging behind on comments. I do apologize. But to recap, just for anyone that just popped in here before we head out, Dogecoin is looking pretty decent, pretty good here. And here's what you need to keep an eye out on. We know at this point we have an established dip buy range at this point, somewhere around 17 to 18 cents. So if we see the move back down there, if this doesn't hold, you want to look for a buy somewhere between 17 cents and 18.50, right in this area. If we start falling below 17 cents, instead of thinking, oh, this is a better dip, you should start to be worried. Now, you should really start to be worried if we come really hot down into this and it doesn't look like we're going to stop. That point, you should be worried, wait for a reversal, then buy on the way up, not on the way down. Don't get too greedy there, because usually when you're greedy, you just end up trading worse and you lose money. So you'd actually save if you just bought on the way up versus buying on the way down, and then it keeps going and then you lost. So that's one concern. Another concern, if we just go below 17, that's a very bearish sign. We should not be going back to 16.3. If we do get back to 16.3, we're probably not going to stop. On the Bitcoin side, that's going to be around 29,000. If we break under this 17-ish level, which is about 31,000 on Bitcoin, we are probably going to fall through the floor, mid-teens on Doge or lower. Don't want to see that. So this is only a dip buy opportunity if we slow down and reverse course above 17 cents, in which case buy from 17 to 18.50. That's your dip buy area. On the higher side, we have the resistance area, which is 24 to 25 cents. If it stops anywhere in this general area, if it stops here and starts reversing, there is a chance you'll find your dip buy here. Maybe, maybe not. I'm just telling you, best case scenario, there'll be a rejection here, mess around, end up back here, mess around, end up back here. That's the hope. If it does not, you now know your levels. You can play it accordingly, whether that's buy here, sell here, or just buy here and hold. Whatever you want to do, you've got the information under your belt now. Other alternative would be we mess around here, but then we break out, in which case you want to see it hold above this level now. Where'd that line go? You want to see it hold above 25. And if it holds there, we're probably going to head back up towards 30. That level here, 25, is 35,000 on Bitcoin. So look at either one. That's what you need to know. Above 25, cool, we're probably going up. Below 17, we're probably going down way lower. So be aware. All right. You appreciate my time doing this. You'll definitely return. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Carrie, welcome to the stream. Glad you caught that very last part there, because we are wrapping up now. I appreciate everybody supporting. Thank you all for hanging out this long. Again, as you head out, go ahead, click that subscribe button. It's never too late, and I will really appreciate it and the opportunity to see you guys in the next video and the next live stream, which will probably be tomorrow. And we'll just pick up where we left off, and I'll have another money-making opportunity for you guys, or at least another warning of what not to do so you don't lose money. So, again, thank you guys all for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening.